Hi.
So at Media Day, you said, you still feel like you're right up there competing closely with the best bantamweights in the world. That wasn't exactly close. So how are you feeling after that?
I wanted this fight to be dominant. There was the part of me, come here, Mijo. There was the part of me that realized, hey, I haven't been outside the top 10 rankings the entire time that I've been fighting in the UFC. And so to see 12 next to my name, at least not to my knowledge anyways, I was just like, you know what? I have a lot to prove in this fight. And a minute, let me finish, okay? Because I'm talking to them, okay? And I had a lot to prove. And I thought, I'm going to go out there and maybe for the first time in my career, I'm going to fight with as much of my skill as I can. I think I've always gone in there thinking what everyone else thinks, like I'm tough and I can endure, and I've kind of made a name for myself of fighting with my heart, but I'm so much better than that. And tonight I went in with a game plan, and I knew that I was going to be relentless with it. I didn't care what happened. I was taking her down in this fight, and that was going to happen for sure. I wanted a first round finish, then I wanted a second round finish, and then I wanted a third round finish, but I was prepared for absolutely everything and anything, and I kept telling myself that the entire camp. So I really feel like I manifested this, and I realized the dream tonight.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance, obviously. Only two judges gave you a 10-8 in round one, and another judge gave both rounds 10-9s. Did you feel like you should have gotten more 10-8s than what you did?
Only one judge gave me a 10-8 for the first round?
Two judges gave you a 10-8 in the first round.
Oh, well, I guess what was the final score? Doesn't matter. No, I felt very dominant. I had a great finish, a great fight. I did everything that I wanted to do. So I'd have to go back and watch the fight, but I don't know I can't remember anything that she did in the first round specifically that was at all in her favor. But I have to go back and watch it, to be honest. Like, that's just my immediate recall. I don't recall getting hit with anything. I don't recall her stopping. She was on defense the whole time, so I don't know what qualifies a 10-8 round, but I guess I would assume that that's a 10-8 round, so yeah. But at the end, I got to finish, so it doesn't matter.
And about the finish, what happened there at the end? Because she tapped really quickly, and then she started motioning like to her collarbone or her throat. Did she say anything about what happened right there?
No, I'm not sure. I didn't even realize because I was in such fight mode. I didn't even know that she had tapped it first until the ref was pulling me off. So, I mean, everything happens so fast when you're in there. But my guess would be that it was something with her jaw, because all I know is that her mouth was open. My forearm went inside of her mouth, and I cinched it there, which is kind of like a jaw lock. So maybe if her tongue or her jaw was being pressed back, as opposed to, when you have it under the chin, then it's just all neck. You can definitely get some pain back here when the jaw is also included in the choke.
And what happened with the ankle? We saw you get up and you're celebrating. You're kind of limping a little bit.
Yeah, so it was actually my knee. I heard it when I was on her back. I just felt a pop, so I don't know how bad it is. I'm just gonna have to wait until we go back to the when we go back to the Las Vegas, and I'll get an MRI and know then. Okay. Wait, please. Yeah.
Gotcha. And also at Media Day, you said you were very introspective, right? And you were just like at a happy place with your career. You even mentioned like this could be your last fight, depending on how it goes, right?
Yeah.
But after that performance, what are you feeling? Like, what are you feeling for this next year coming up?
I don't feel like that was my last fight. But I really feel like any fight could be like, I could just know that that's the last one, but I don't know if I could. I'm not going into these fights thinking this is my last fight. Does that make sense? So, hey, you guys, go over there with Daddy, please. Thank you. Do you want to go with Daddy? No. Okay. So this is mom life. This is the real deal. You guys are getting to see it all. I don't feel like I'm going into any fight thinking it's going to be my last, but I'm also going in with the appreciation and the fire that any fight could be my last. Does that make sense? So it's not like it's premeditated, but I feel like I'm appreciating these fights in a way that I couldn't have in the earlier parts of my career. I was so grateful just to be here today. I wrote a gratitude journal today of the things that I was grateful for. I don't know how many more times I get to make a walk like that. And tonight was my 20th victory. I've been doing this for 18 years. It's someday it will be my last, and I want to make sure that I get the most out of these moments. The walkout, the cage, the audience, the smell, the feel, the fight. All of these things are a blessing. And I'm just looking at that every time that I get to get in there as a gift And that's really what I'm thinking, is that I don't know how many more are left, but I'm sure it's less than what I've already done.
Gotcha. And lastly for me, the flyweight move, you said it was an experiment and an error. Was there any regrets on doing that? Did you wish you may have stayed up at 35 the whole time, or did you need to get that answer?
I think I needed to get that answer, and I think that was a valuable learning lesson for me, and I'm proud of how I've bounced back from that, and making a real big statement at 135. I might not be the biggest bantamweight out there, but again, I don't have to be the biggest to be the best, and I felt very good in there tonight. And now I'm just excited to enjoy some food in Texas. I've been sticking to my meals. I don't go outside of my diet until after the fight. And, what a great night, you guys. And thank you guys for being here, too, for the media, for giving us the exposure. I'm just grateful for everything. Grateful for it all. I'm grateful for my amazing fiance and my 2 beautiful children you guys got to see. My dad, my mom, my aunts here. Like, so many, all my corners. Oh, man. They, really make my world go round. So, very grateful.
Miesha over here. So during your walkout, Megan O'Leary said that you told her that you realize that you don't have to fight, you don't need to fight, but you're just doing it because you want to. When you came to that realization, what did that do for you? Whether that was, for your career, personally, what did that do for you once you came to that realization?
It just took all the unnecessary pressure off. The things where you don't enjoy about the sport, I now enjoy. There's nothing that I don't enjoy. Even the weight cut, as crazy as that sounds, I mean, it's not the funnest process in the world, but it's all part of the process. And I know someday when all this is said and done, I'll look back on all of it with a fondness. So I think I'm really just trying to carry myself through that now, being present now and getting everything out of every moment, maximizing all that life has to offer, and the fights being a part of that. It's such a big part of my journey in life. Since I was 19 years old, I've been doing this, and I was doing this before it was ever the cool thing to do, before women even had a future in the UFC.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, too, about, you mentioned that you've been doing this for 18 years. I was looking into your professional debut. It says that you fought twice in the same night. It was for the Hook and Shoot Bodog Fight 2007 tournament. When you reflect on that, how crazy is it for you to be up here after the career that you've had? And when you reflect on that fight, what are some of the thoughts that come to mind?
So the sport has changed so much since that point. I mean, I was literally fighting for breadcrumbs. I think I fought for $500 that night, 2 fights. And that was what we were getting paid. And now I get to fight in the UFC on the biggest stage next to my amazing male counterparts and female counterparts. And it's just so cool. This journey has been... it's been amazing. It almost makes me want to get emotional because I can't believe where I started and where I'm at. And I'm genuinely so proud of myself for not quitting on myself. There was a lot of talk and there was self-doubt, and there were things that crept in when, I lost that really close fight to Ketlin Vieira. And then I was like, okay, maybe the answer is at 125. And the UFC was kind of suggesting and pushing for that. Yes, my dear.
I really want to try doing that.
You want to try talking? Okay, you let me finish this, and then I'll let you say something, okay?
I really want to.
Sure, I heard you. You really want to try that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you as soon as I answer my question, okay? And I went to 125, and then I came up short again, and I really didn't even feel like I got out of first gear. I felt like I wanted to win, but I couldn't find my path, my fire in that fight, because the fight really was with the scale. And I feel like I had spent all my energy on that. Not to mention, I think I did mention this earlier this week, that Celebrity Big Brother was in part of that camp, and that took a big mental toll. So all being said, it was a great lesson learned, but hitting a low point in my career really motivated me to get back, because I know I was so much better than what I showed in those fights. And tonight, I think, really was the best version of me, mentally, emotionally, physically. Everything was working synergistically and in harmony. And this is really what I'm capable of. So I still feel like I have a lot to give the sport.
Miesha, the first one's going to be for Daxton. Dax,
Okay.
What did you think about Mommy's fight?
Good.
You want to talk now? Go ahead. What did you see Mommy do?
Fight.
And?
Did I win?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say anything else while you have it? Here, hold it. You want to say anything else?
Yes.
What do you want to say? Did Mommy do a good job?
Yeah.
Say, Mommy did a good job. Say it.
Yes.
Okay. Mommy's turn again. Okay, my love.
And then I know we had talked a week ago about all the different training methods that you had done, neurofeedback being probably front and center. What that you changed, I guess, affected you most tonight?
I honestly can say that working with the sports psychologist, Micah, at the UFC Performance Institute gave me so much perspective on how to be present in every moment. And that's just something I realized I've struggled with because I think everyone has traumas in their past. And how I dealt with mine was to put it in a box and not open it. Put it in a closet and pretend like it's not there. But eventually it just got too heavy to carry. And I really feel like after so many years of shutting it out and just performing in spite of, eventually it just bogged me down and I hit my low and I retired and then I came back, but I was in a better place, like happier in my life, but I didn't have different tools as far as to still like deal with hard things. And coming back, I was still nursing my son at the time that I came back for my very first fight. And so my children were very small and it was so hard. And so again, there I was compartmentalizing. And even though I have a very supportive partner and my parents, and I had a lot more support, I still didn't have the skills to like be really present. So this has been a learning process. I've been learning so much about myself. And I think for me, that's been a game changer. Learning how to hone in on what exactly it is that I want out of this moment versus this one versus this one. And I feel like I'm finally hitting my stride with getting the most out of every moment in life. And that's such a beautiful journey. Yes, my love.